coming down to what are the biggest forums, what are the biggest challenges that we all face, okay, when we are applying specifically for Europe, okay, with various tests and trials, with a lot of mentees, over 2,000 plus mentees that we have catered to, we have come across these specific problem areas. So starting from resume not getting shortlisted, very common. Multiple application but no calls. Not getting callbacks after screening. Highly qualified. Sometimes they also, tag you as highly qualified. You know why they tag us as highly qualified? Why they tag us highly qualified is because we normally, as Indians, we have a tendency of putting everything in our resume. We are a PMP certified, we are Six Sigma black belt, we are MBA, I've done my languages, I've done this, blah, blah, blah. Everything we put there just to, and that's a common tendency being an Indian. We have invested so much on this course, so I need to put it there. So, anyways, that kind of does not get digested by the European, stakeholders. So they either consider us as overqualified, which is here, or they just do not believe it. They just do not believe it. And no, 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 one person cannot have so many skill sets. But we Indians, we do have that capability. All right. So, anyways, that's one of the criteria. Then creepy low salary offers, and we just say yes to anything with so much desperation in the back of our as luggaging in our candidature. Any offer coming our way, we say yes, we will take it. Our whole aim is to just get into Europe. No, that should be a big no. We should never say yes to any kind of salary, because next 15 years that is going to be a determining factor for us. So it's better to go step by step. Say no. Saying no is not at all an issue. And then also not presenting well in interviews. We don't know exactly what the European is looking for. What are they actually, what is our body language should be, what our tone should be, how our posture should be, what are the repetitive words that we should be talking about, what are the soft skills that we should be highlighting. We are not aware about that. And then obviously rejected in interviews, we don't know. We are looking for the 1% of companies which we are always looking for, those typical Microsoft, Dell, HP, Accenture, Meta, but that's only 1%. We're not even looking at the 99% of the companies which are SMEs, small and medium size, though we will come to that later. So anyway, all in all, these all problems that you're seeing on the left hand side, we are just boiling it down to the main three stage problem, which is not getting much interview calls. Number two, getting calls but are not yielding to the offer letter stage. Number three, reaching to the offer letter stage but either getting diluted due to CTC issues or notice period issue. Can I say this is something which is the predominant problem? Can you guys give me a chat? Yes. Or if you have any other issues which you want to highlight, can you put it on the chat so that I can just take it forward from here? Do you guys think that these are the, yes, Santosh, yes. Anything else, anything you guys might see? Maybe visa. I am just thinking aloud. Visa could be an issue, correct? Or what could it be? Family relocation could be an issue, correct?
Hi,
Yeah, yeah.
hi, sir. This is Akash.
Hey, hi,
So,
Akash.
one
Hmm.
of the issues that I have gone through or I have been facing while applying for the European jobs is the language barrier.
Language barrier. Yes. Very good point. Very good point. Excellent. And we'll touch upon that. We'll touch upon that as well. What else?
Okay.
What else? What other problem? What other problems? Run your mind. Think about it. Go retrospect. What are the rejection that you faced? Whether do you think everything fits in here or not? Your language problem could be your skill set issue. Correct? It will come under this. Highly qualified or the skill set will come under this. Anything that you see out of this purview, what I've just shown, because we have assessed everything will fall under these three stages. If we cater to these three, let's make life simple. Let's not complicate things. Let's not try to open each and every door. Let's funnel it down where the core of the problem we will resolve, that everything else will get resolved automatically. That's how we will approach. Okay, so cool. So this is the thing. Good. I think you guys are all in accord that these are the three major predominant problems. So let's try to see now that we know the problem, let's see what could be the root cause of this problem. Okay, there are three things. Everybody has done Six Sigma or DMAC or PMP or lean methodology. You have a problem statement, you have a root cause analysis, and then you have a result. It's also called as CAR, it's also called as star analysis, fishbone analysis, you name it, you have it. So let's do a proper, scientific breakdown on this. All right. what we
Cool.
see, obviously this is something which is a historical way. Before we used to do this kind of visibility networking, but 2023 this doesn't work. This is gone. 2022, 2021, this methodology could work. Creating visibility, doing the profile search, sharing, networking, yes, it could work that time, but not anymore, guys. It doesn't work. AI in picture, you guys need to understand that you guys are competing against a machine now. Everything is bots driven. Everything is bots driven, especially in Germany, Netherlands, France, everything is bots driven. Okay. So we'll just skip over this slide because this is something retro. Look at this graph. Okay. Look at this pyramid, guys. Let's visualize this. Let's break it down. Let's look at the left pyramid, which is on top. Okay. This one, which I'm encircling. Okay. Now, if you see here, it is saying there are four stages. Let's not look at the bigger pyramid right now. We'll come back to that. Okay. Let's consider the smaller pyramid on top left. There are four stages of rejection. Number one, you get rejected during the resume screening time. Okay. So let's say it could be due to ATS. Everybody knows what ATS is, applicant tracking system. It is a mechanism which basically determines your candidature based on your style of the resume, based on your keywords, based on various parameters, automated. It could be the rejection there. Number two, the rejection could be on the stage two, that is, it has surpassed the ATS mechanism, but now that it has come to the human eye and HR is looking at it, but he says, no, 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 this is a very creepy, is very poorly written resume. I will not spend my time because I have 1,000, 2,000 resumes to go through, and literally an interviewer spends only 7.4 or 6.8 seconds on a given resume. Number three, assessment interviews. For whatever reason, maybe by hook or by crook, maybe by experience, maybe by expertise, maybe by IJPs, referral, whatever the reason, if you have cleared number one, number two, and you come to number three, all right, assessment interviews, and there you do not know what you need to actually assess, how many rounds of interviews you'll be facing. You are not aware how many panels will be sitting there interviewing you, what is going to be asked by the HR in the first round, what is going to be the second round, what is going to be the third round, what is going to be the fourth round, what is going to be the case study all about. Okay, especially the IT folks, there is a myth, and I always hear this amongst my mentees, hey, because I work in a small group, so in the group you'll have IT, non-IT folks, and I do have a premium where I work with individually as well, but I'm talking about the group sessions. uh, you know, an operations manager or a non-IT person will say, hey, this IT guy is very lucky because there are abundance of opportunity in Europe for IT folks, and they don't even need to learn language, German language. All right. And non-IT guy will say that, it's very easy for an operations or a product manager or a non-IT person to get in because they don't need to go through all these assessments of interviews, which is happening round one, round two, round three. So everybody is having this pros and cons. Do not think that one is sitting on the line of fire and the other is actually, enjoying his journey. No, everybody is going to be drilled to there. It's the oasis, basically, the paradise. Okay. It's a blue ocean. And obviously, number four, the salary negotiation. Now let's come back to the root cause. This is a problem. Let's come back to the bigger pyramid. The root cause that we analyze that people do is that when I talk we, means you and I as an employee who are looking, okay, how we start looking is that we start looking for jobs from top to bottom. We go first. One fine day we'll be sitting on our desk. Somebody beside us says, hey, I got an offer in Paris. I got an offer in Germany. Great, I'm going next week. And then, wow, we get stagnated. We said, no, I also need to go. What to do? What to do? And we first thing we go is that we go to the job boards or the advertisement portals. All right. We start hunting there. No luck comes there. Then we go to the recruitment agencies. And then we burn our fingers with those hefty money which they charge us. And result, how it is. Otherwise, you won't be here. And you actually, not got your fingers burned with them. And then we go to the professional organization when nothing happens there. Now, professional organizations are a little bit more professional, a little bit more aligned, working with the companies. Okay. They are not a third party. And then we go to the networking or the LinkedIn networking, the Zinc networking, word of mouth. We could start asking them, okay, nothing is working for me. Could you help me? That doesn't work. Then we start contacting the existing staff who's working there. That's called the networking methodology. And then we start looking at the IJPs. This is the way that a normal employee would follow the trajectory. And coming from here to here, anything about 4 to 5 to 6 months go by. Okay. Now, how the employers look at it? They have an open position today, and hiring manager is having an open position. He raises a ticket to the HR. He says, HR, hey, I'm having this open position. What can we do? So great. They start looking for the IJPs, internal job posting, lateral movement, temporary people who are on the bench, consultants. They start looking first at them. Okay, people who are already in their company. If nothing works out, then they start contacting their existing stuff. Hey, you have somebody who you can refer to, who you have somebody, somebody like you, a replica of yours who could come, we'll give you a joining bonus, etc., etc. Then they start going to the networking, and then they start going to professional organization, recruitment agency, and last they go to the job portals. Last, guys, last. Now again, coming from here to here, they take somewhere about 2 months. Now you see, you are coming from here to here, they're taking 5 to 6 months. So both of you are meeting at this common place. Okay, employer and employee. And this is anywhere after 1 month of the open position. Do you think any open position will stay open for a month? It get closed by then. So number one thing that you got to do is you're going to change your approach for searching the job. You're not going to use this old methodology, which I just showed in the previous section here. This is outdated, over, fatigue, washed hands with, done. Here, this is what we're going to look at. Okay. We are going to step into the shoes of a recruiter, and then we're going to proceed ahead. Yes, this is just a outlay. This is just, blueprint, but how we're going to do, we can work on it more depth. All right. So obviously, let's use the funnel system. I told you, right? You should not apply anything randomly. You should have a funnel system. So if you see here, you have a prospects. Okay. And then some boil down among the contracts, some boil down among the leads, some have the decision makers, opportunities, and then eventually one is given the job offer. So all these stages are people are getting deselected, are getting rejected. Okay. So this is how mostly normal job seeker looks at. Predominantly, they boil down upon the job portals. Then they look at recruiters. Then they work on their resume, on the LinkedIn profile, on the job interviews, and then you see personal branding. Very few, very, very few. And this is how they look at, this green symbol that you see. This is how the employers look at. They give least importance to the job portals for which you are giving the maximum importance. They give maximum importance to the personal branding for which you give least importance. Professional networking maximum, and you are giving least. So this is exactly what I was talking about, up making your approach upside down, fitting into the shoes of the recruiters and all that. Now again, this make it practical. Again, another synopsis of the same view, how the internal staff movements happen. Basically, how much they are giving importance to staff referral, HR, agencies, job portals. These are again, theoretical way of saying that you are actually heading towards the bottleneck.